Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead. We started the recording. So we are excited to have you. I cannot believe that. Welcome to January. It's January 12th. I don't know where the time went already. And it's 2021. Boy, oh boy. Uh, and anyway, we're excited to have you all here. I'm going to go ahead and screen share so that we could. Whoops. Nope, that's not it. Hold on just a second. I'm not sure. Wait, nope, wrong screen share.
There you go.
Well, I'm sharing the whole screen and I just wanted to share this little thing, right? Was the whole screen shared?
No, you had some other weird thing on the
Yeah,
side.
I know. That's what I'm trying not to do. So let me see. Is this what I'm trying? Is this good?
Perfect. Yes.
Look at me. All right. We could be Zoom experts. Okay. All right. So welcome to our successful strong start. We have all of you are brand new. Some of you are even a couple days old. We're excited to have you here. I am going to figure out, there we go. We're going to do a quick recap. And I'm not sure, I wasn't on I was on for a little bit, but if you were on last week's call, if not, you can always get caught up. By what the homework was for last week or what we actually talked about last week. So I love this. The more you learn, the more you earn. So we want you to earn lots of money. Who wants to earn lots of money? Anybody want to earn a lot of money? Yeah.
I know about the free stuff.
Lots of free stuff.
I want to earn a lot of money.
All right. Yay, Kimmy. All right. And so Susan, and I'm sure you guys are all in agreement. Okay. Anyway, Dash is a training program by the Pampered Chef. It's the best thing that you can get started off with, especially if you're a brand new consultant. How many are familiar with Dash? If you signed up, it probably took you right there. Great. So we're asking that you go through the getting started and the welcome. There's not a lot of videos. They're quick to get through. You probably shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to get through all of those. So anybody been through any of the Dash training so far?
Me.
I have. I'm almost through getting started.
Okay, great, Kimmy. Okay, and Jim, you too?
Yeah, I just started that up.
Look at you keeping up. All right.
Trying.
Way to go. All right. So part of your homework was to actually do some customer reach out. So you actually want to do some, and those are called two-way contacts. So you need to get a response. So it's good for you to do that because you can't imagine what your business will look like. If you're able to do that on a daily basis, make it a habit and, reach out to those people. You want to track what it is that the people that you are reaching out to. So I know there's a form there where you can actually, so you want to know how you reached out to them, whether you messaged them, text messaged them, called, sent a voicemail, emailed, whatever it is that you're doing. And it's keeping track of it if you got to follow up when you did it so that you know that you can follow up. Because don't ever think that, but they could just have in the middle of getting that your text message, they could be in a grocery line and they could say, oh my gosh, I'll get to that later. And by the time they got home, put the groceries away, got dinner on the table. I mean, I'm sure it was a lot of things going on. So always make sure that you do your follow-up. If you're not already there, our virtual PC team training Facebook group, amazing virtual party training. So lots of great things in there. Is everybody aware of that?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did
boy,
the unit.
you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys are by the end of this, you guys are going to be teaching us a few things. Just saying. All right. And then you always want to check in with your director recruiter and that ends that. So let me just move on to the next slide there. All right. So Patty. Hello? Oh, there she is.
Okay.
There she is, all cute up there.
Computer issues.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm Patty Davis. I'm in the Texas Panhandle, and I've been with Pampered Chef for 14 years. Oh my gosh, I have to go. I always have to go. Veronica's this age, and 2 years after that, I started Pampered Chef. Does anybody else do that with their kids?
Yes.
Figure out, okay, how old were they when? So we're excited to have you here. And one of the first things we're going to talk about is the connections and some booking tips and building your calendar, because that's really where your business starts. We're going to talk about the connections you make and take a look at your calendar. Who uses a paper calendar? Or
I do.
I do.
I use both.
I use
Use
both.
both.
I use both also. Okay, so on my paper calendar, I take on the monthly grid for each week, I just highlight a line for how many shows that I want each week when I'm planning my calendar for my virtual parties. And I'm super visual, and so I color code everything. And so my virtual parties are pink, because pink is my favorite color. That's really like, just pick something. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with nothing except pink is my favorite color. And if I'm splashing it all over my calendar, I want to like it. So, okay. And so, sorry, y'all, the lighting in my office is terrible. I can't see. Ooh, that's my Halloween look. So let's start with that. So that's kind of how I do it. When I do in-person parties, I highlight it in green, and I just highlight the number on the date on the monthly grid, the days that I'm available to party, to do an in-person party. I always block in my family's calendar first, so that way I can see. One of the things I love about Pampered Chef is that I no longer have to work my kids around my job. My job works around my kids. I used to run a full-time daycare with a drop-in center nights and weekends, and that was fun for raising a family. And I was always on call. So now I put my kids in there first, and those are the days that I'm not working. I'm off those days. So go ahead and go to the next screen, Patty. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is reach out. Who's already got shows booked or done shows? Have you started junior reaching out? Okay. There's
I have my launch party going on, and I booked the fundraiser today.
Excellent.
Woo, way to go.
That's awesome. Okay,
It's not till March, but still, it's on the
that's
book.
okay. March counts. So the thing when you first start is, who have you got? You've got your friends and family, and you've got your Facebook friends and your social media friends, and you're closer to some of them than you are to others. And we're going to talk a little bit about making a list too, but sometimes the wording trips us up. What do I say? You don't want to go all crazy Pampered Chef person on them. And, but you want people to know that you have a Pampered Chef business. So this is from the fall. We need to update a little bit. So here's some wording that you can say. How are you and your family holding up? That's true this time than it has been in a long time. We're still struggling through all the isolation, and like there's so much going on. I just want to let you know I've been doing some Facebook parties with a fun. Now it's going to be spring, or healthy eating, or kids in the kitchen, one pot meals. Just make whatever theme that you're offering for that month. Just stick that in there. I share quick and easy recipes, play games, learn a few tips and tricks with everyone, and just make it okay. I've got y'all up here and I can't see my screen. Tweak a little bit to what you want to offer with everybody cooking and baking still. People have appreciated the parties, and our hosts are getting the rewards. This month is double free. Who really gets what that means? Double free, like double. I had a close to a host this week or last week, and she got $280 worth of stuff for free. And she has hosted with me every year for probably the last 10 years. And she's still excited about double free because she understands that. So is that something you'd be interested in? Always give them 2 dates. That's why it's important to look at your calendar. And when you're thinking about your virtual parties, it really is easier for you to manage them, especially if you're doing every week, no matter what. It's easier to manage if you start on the same day. It just kind of gives you a thought process and a plan that just helps things flow. So whether it's Friday or Monday or whatever works for you, put that in your calendar and just say and give them your 2 closest dates. So when I was contacting people this week, I gave them my next 2, the dates I need to fill, the weeks I need to fill. Okay, Patty. Using your planner to schedule your activities, and that's important. I use my paper calendar for that, and I use my digital calendar. I keep my things I don't want to forget to go to on my phone, especially. So sometimes my calendar overlaps. So, but remember your why. I love the paper calendar because I can write on there at the top of my page every week, my weekly thing. What is my why right now? I can tell you it's changed from what it was 14 years ago. So sometimes it's a bigger picture, and sometimes what's going to motivate me this week to be making those contacts? What's going to motivate me to host coach? What am I looking for? Use what works for you. There's all kinds of systems out there. Ask your upline. We all are trying to we just do what fits our personality better. I'm a terrible procrastinator, so I need it in front of me to help me stay focused. Use highlighters and color coding, use tabs. I love those little tabs that you can get that you can stick. You know what I'm talking about? There's little bitty tabs, and Post-it makes them. And I fill in my calendar with it just to help me find the things that I need quickly. Schedule all your activities. Where are you host coaching? Find a system that works for you and keep that consistently, whether you're doing it first thing in the morning, are you doing it at lunch, are you doing it mid-afternoon break? What's going to work for you? When you're host coaching, that's where you're really building your paycheck, is when you're host coaching. The party is just where you pick it up. So you're scheduling host coaching. When can you go to the post office and do packets if you're doing packets? When are you doing your customer care? When are you just calling leads or messaging is the new calling? And put all of that in your calendar. And like I said, I on my calendar, I put in when I'm driving, I pick up and drop off at the junior high and the high school, and I pick up and drop off for high school lunch almost every day. My junior high, we've got a little carpool happening, so that's awesome. But I put those in my calendar because those are activities that I'm doing. That's what's filling my day. That's part of my job. So, and I put in our conference calls, and I put in when I have time to do a power hour, when I have time to do whatever it is I need to get done, laundry, my nails. Put that stuff in your calendar so you see where you have 15 minutes. You don't have to have an hour to sit down and do this. Use the time that you have. And some weeks it looks different. And that's the beautiful part about it. Okay, next, Patty. Patty, okay. Okay, so this is kind of what it would look like. And everybody in my digital calendar, everybody has a color. My daughter has a color, my son has a color, church has a color, everything has a different color. Parties have a color, working with my team has a color, so that helps me see it. And just whatever works for you. You might not be that complicated, and or your mind just might not be as scattered as mine is, but I have to see it clearly for me to keep a handle on it. Okay, Patty? Yay, Louise.
Okay, is this me?
That's
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Louise Morris and I'm from Houston, Texas, and I have been with Pampered Chef for 16 years. And today, right now, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to start building your own team. All right. So Patty Davis just talked to you and told you how to stay on track and how to keep track of all your contacts and everything. So now I'm going to start talking about how to build your team and who are you going to ask and how are you going to start? Well, you're going to start with the Frank's list, and that's basically your launch list from, remember I went over that for those of you that were on the call from last week. Frank stands for family, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and K is for kids who you know with your kids. And then on the launch list, we expanded that even bigger, but basically that's who you're going to start with. Whoever you put on your launch list and who you were going to call about hosting a party, those are the same people you're going to call about joining the business opportunity and starting a business alongside you. So you're going to want to ask your friends to join you on this journey. It's always fun to do this with somebody that you know really well, like your best friend. Hey, I've just started this great business. I'm super excited. You can join for as little as $20. I would love for you to join with me and we can start together and we can learn this together. So that would be the perfect person to ask. You want to think of somebody that you admire and would love to work alongside with. So maybe, think about your past coworkers. Who did you enjoy working with in the past? Whatever your job was, who did you admire and, look up to? Those would be somebody that you could ask to join you on this journey. Teachers and nurses make great consultants. Teachers, especially because, many of them do have the summers off, so they're available. Teachers also, are around a lot of parents, so they have a large pool of people to, to ask for parties themselves. So they make great consultants. Who do you know that is a recent grad and maybe they don't have their, I don't want to call it, the job they were trained to do at university. Maybe they don't have that job yet and they're looking for a job, or maybe they have student debt that they need to pay off. So who do you know who fits into that category? Maybe you know somebody who's recently been furloughed. Their job is let them go, or they've had a pay cut, or, those kind of circumstances. And of course, you always want to look at your hosts and your guests. All right, Patty, because obviously your hosts would be the best people to ask. Why? Well, because obviously they're hosting a party. That must mean that they like our products. So they would make the perfect consultant as well. So let's talk about recruiting or asking your hosts. Now you're going to want to ask them at least 5 times during their party. And I know that probably sounds like a lot, but Patty Davis has this saying that I've heard her say so many times: trust the process. And I really like that saying. So I am now going to start using that saying too. Trust the process. So when I first heard ask your host 5 times, I thought, what? You've got to be kidding. I would never ask my host 5 times. But let me just tell you, when I started actually doing this model, if you will, it works. It really does. So I'm going to talk about the 5 different times that you're going to ask your host. The first time you're going to want to ask your host is before you actually set up the party. You just say, hey, this may be, you could say whatever comes naturally, but this is what is written, hey, this may be the last thing on your mind, but if you ever thought about doing this as a business, we could get you set up as a consultant, and this would be your kickoff or your launch party. You would be the hostess and the consultant, so you would get the host rewards and the commission of being a consultant. And then I always direct them to my personal website, and I have them go to be a consultant and look at that information and then proceed from there. So let's just say, they said no, or, not right now or whatever. So then go ahead and set up the party. And ask them again once the party has been set up. Hey, it's not too late to go ahead and get started. I've just got your party set up, but we can go ahead and convert it to your party if this is something that you're interested about. Have you ever thought about making a little extra income? Do you have any questions? Have you looked at the 3 different kits? And actually right now we have that 4th quick start kit for just $20. So you will let them know about that as well. And then once people start joining the party, let's say they say no. And once people start joining the party, you can say, oh my goodness, look how many of your friends love Pampered Chef, right? This would be a great time. Are you sure you're not interested? Look at all your friends that have already joined your party group. So that would be another time to ask. Patty, next time, next slide, please. And then midway through, the 4th time is once the party has some sales coming in, and let's say they've reached the $200 mark. You could just simply say to your host, oh my goodness, do you know that your party sales have already reached $200, which means you have earned a $25 kit credit. So that can go to any one of the kits. Have you had a chance to check out the kits? You know, what do you think? You know, would you like to earn an extra $100, $400 to $600 a month? So that would be your 4th time. And then the final time to ask is once the party has gotten all the sales in and you go over, you let your host know what her kit credit is, and also just let her know how much she would have made as the consultant had she had signed up from the very beginning. So those are the 5 times to ask your host. What do you guys think of that? Does that seem doable to you all? Put in the chat maybe so I can read it.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim says. So it sounds like, oh my gosh, 5 times, are you kidding me? But once you break it down that way, you see that it's not really that intimidating or hard to ask them, because it just is the natural progression of the party. And you just say whatever, you know, sounds like you and comes naturally to you. All right, what's on the next screen, Patty? All right, so now throughout your party, you're going to want to sprinkle in some recruiting posts. And Pampered Chef has offered or has given us lots of posts under the marketing imagery tab on Consultants Corner. You can find all of these there. And these are the great things just to throw into your party template during your virtual parties. I always like to go live and talk a little bit about the business opportunity. The way I do that is I talk a little bit about myself. I just say why I started. That's my why. Like, why did I start the business and why I continue with the business after 16 years. And I just let them know that, give them a little bit of information. It's my video. I do a recorded video. I don't go live in the party doing that, but it's usually only like maybe 2 minutes long. It's not very long. You don't want to be too wordy and like be talking for 10 minutes because people won't listen to you. So you want to be able to share your story about that. And then this little the little graphic there that says the trivia. I will say, what do you think the top 5 reasons are to become a consultant? And then I offer virtual tickets. They're not real tickets, but I say you'll get 5 tickets for your answer. So people will comment there. There's also the graphic, the join now, and you can see that graphic, and then the flexible schedule, extra income, and happier you. So you just want to sort of sprinkle those in throughout your party. Definitely with the $20 quick start kit, you're going to want to definitely mention that in your party. Does anybody have any questions about that? How to sprinkle that in?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
All righty.
Okay, hold on, that's slow. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
it's me. Okay, going for the close. Well, when you do, in your first 30 days, you do $500, right? You are gonna get a ceramic egg cooker, and you're also gonna get a mini skinny scraper. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I love that ceramic egg cooker. It is a wow, 3 times a week. I feel like I throw a little extra egg in there, and then me and Ralphie, my little doggy, we can share a breakfast. And now I've actually got little Figgy, so we've got all kinds of dogs. Anyway, I love that you can also make a commission, but you can get these great things for $12.50. It's the 8-inch nonstick fry pan. Is it the 8-inch nonstick fry pan, or are we back to?
No, it's
yeah.
that.
Okay, all right.
It's
I
it's
just
the
wanted to-
fry pan. I just got it. I'm so excited.
Oh,
It's great.
yay!
Yay,
Good. I
Susan,
love that
yay.
8-inch pan. That's a
It's
big.
so much heavier than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I
Which is
just got
great.
that
I mean,
also.
It's good to have a heavy pan, but it's like, yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
Okay. You know why I love our cookware? You know those rivets in the pan? You know that?
Yes,
that
they're
hang
so
off?
hard to clean around.
Right. There is none. There's
I
none.
know.
there.
It's great.
I love it. It is the most amazing thing because it makes cleanup so easy. That nonstick surface is just amazing. That coating on there is great. And I just absolutely love it. So, and then same thing for, with 2,500, you're going to get the stainless steel 10-inch piece of cookware, which is a big wow. So all of our,
The thing that I like about the 8-inch, you can
Yes.
take the handle off.
yes.
Yeah, that is great.
Excellent. Yeah, it is perfect. It's so much easier to stack your pans. You get those cookware protectors in there. I've got those. I like have a million of those. I love those.
Where
things.
did you find them?
We sell
Still,
them? I love those.
I'm
we
gonna have
got
to
it
look.
all, people. We got it all.
I'm gonna have to
Not
look
at
for
all.
them.
That is for sure. They are the most amazing things. I put them in there because they're just, not that, I just, why scratch the pans or whatever. So I love them and use them all the time. I probably have purchased many of those things. Anyway, so with a $5,000 commissionable sales in your first 90 days, you are going to get the knife block set. Our cream of the
I want that so badly.
Yes, Susie, and I think, you know what, I mean, if you believe that you could get it, you can certainly get it. There's been many of people that do that. So on top of all this, and I think I've already said that, you are also going to get your commission. So besides doing that, you're going to get a little bit on the side, which I think is just great. So, okay. All
I
right.
can honestly say the air fryer is great for salmon.
Oh, well, there you go. Yay. It's great for a lot of things. I just cannot
Right.
get toasted in that thing. It's so crazy.
My roommate just got home from the hospital because he had a COPD flare up. And since it only takes 12 minutes, hey, we'll just throw food together.
I know. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I
know.
can't believe that air fryer. My husband calls it the Jetson oven.
Yeah.
I was like, wham, you're
I-
done. And I'm like,
Honestly,
It's so awesome.
it is.
I'm
And
like,
everything from the rotisserie, which can wow. I mean, your chicken looks totally amazing. It looks like one of those roasted chickens that you can purchase in the stores, to French fries, to, if you watched Ferielle the other day, I mean, she was
Yeah.
making those little apple bombs in there, whatever we're calling them, apple bombs, I think is what it is. So lots of versatility in there, just lots
well,
of.
I kind of, the small cast irons we have, the person,
Sure. Yeah.
I call them the personal pans.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm in North Carolina and it's still cold here. So I went, well, we can make chili on the side and we can use the air fryer for cornbread.
Oh, totally. Totally. Yeah. You don't even need an oven anymore. You don't need
Yeah.
these things. You might, but
I'm looking outside the box of what I can do with this thing.
oh my gosh, it's totally amazing. You would be surprised. Just anytime that you want to put something in your oven or your toaster oven, use your air fryer, see how great it works. It will wow you. So here's what we don't want you doing is we don't want you leaving any money on the table. So, has anybody else earned either a 30-day? Well, I know some of you are like brand spanking new, but, anybody earn a 30-day or a 60-day, any of the, product awards yet or not yet?
You
Not
mean
yet.
the pans and egg cooker?
Yeah.
I've earned both of them.
Oh, good. Okay. All right, Barbara, that's great. Yeah, we just, you know what, we want you to be totally aware of it. And no matter what it is that you do after the 90 days, go for the gusto. Try to get as much as you can out of the business because, you know, and with this special going on this month, why not? You guys, it's an amazing special with all of our electronics are 25% off.
And we
Yeah.
can get a blender if we do it in 30 days.
That's
You know,
right.
I almost kind of wish that I signed up in January and not like the last week in November now.
It's okay.
Yeah, you
what?
never know though, Susan. You never know what you can't say, you know,
Yeah,
why wait?
Yeah.
I'm sure
you
you've
never
got
know
some
what-
PC dollars. You can buy that blender, Susan.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, totally. You know, and you're earning what you've earned already. I'm assuming, you know, is probably some of the levels of the free for all when you
Right.
were,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, and this
Oh, and trip points. You got trip
And-
points.
Yes. I
don't
have
have
trip
any
points.
trip
I'm so
points.
excited.
trip point. Yeah, so let's get that on the table there for
Oh,
sure.
how do you know if you got trip points?
If you had December sales, did you have December sales? Because it's
Yes, I did.
okay, perfect. So that whatever you earned in December, it will add up starting in January. So whatever you earned, if you had $1,000 show, you got 1,000 points already to start your year off, plus whatever you do in January.
'Cause
Oh, really?
Texas is great, but I'm shooting for Puerto Rico.
There you go. Well, I mean,
I've been to Texas. You know?
I live in Texas. We live
There
in
you
Texas,
go.
me and Louise.
there you go. Yeah. Yeah, Patty.
Well, I went to Texas in 2009. I was supposed to go down for Memorial Day weekend. Little did I know it was like the 24th of May. And in my head, it's always the 28th of May. I kind of made it a week late. And I went down to visit my children before they got deployed.
Oh. Yeah.
So, you know, I got to sit in an Apache helicopter.
Nice.
Fun.
They gave me the royal treatment. Even though I got spoken to going, you know, Memorial Day was last week. And I'm like, yeah, but I work in retail.
There you go. There you go. Well, good. Okay, so let's talk about earning. Who wants to earn more money? Let's show of hands. Who wants to earn more money?
Me.
Absolutely. Okay. So how are we going to do that? We don't want you leaving money on the table again. You will get $100 cash and 50 PC dollars for every new consultant you recruit in your first 90 days, and they have to qualify. Not in your 90 days, but in their 90 days. So as long as they qualify, you will earn $100 cash. So if you recruited 5 people, if you can do the math, it's equal to $500, okay, on top of what other your commission is, okay? You're also going to earn 250 PC dollars as well. The PC dollars can be applied towards things like national conference, products, catalogs, things like that. When you promote to director in 90 days, you're going to earn $500 cash. Okay, anybody use a $500 extra bonus cash money? Right? How would you like to have one of those deposited? I am sure that you will. Okay, so it doesn't take much, but you just have to get 5 people and you all have to do the requirement of the 5,000. But it's okay if everybody's working, it is amazing. And when you're paid as a director for the next 3 months, you're going to earn an additional $500 cash. And then when you promote to the next level, which is called an advanced director, in your first 6 months, you're going to earn $1,000 cash. How are we adding those up? You might have to take off your shoes and socks. But,
I don't have enough fingers right now. I'm kind of using them.
okay, it's okay. And when you're paid as an advanced director for the next 3 months, then you'll earn $1,000. So you are going to get a total of $3,000 plus the cash that you will get for your qualified recruits. It is an amazing program and offer. So I will say, work as hard as you can, you know, to get to that point. Why not try? Why not get that extra cash? I am sure that, you know, maybe you remember from last week, what's your goal? What's your dream? What do you want to do with this business? What can this help you do? Aside from maybe working your full-time job, aside from, you know, being at home, whatever it is that you do. So don't miss out on any of those great opportunities to earn some extra cash. Okay. Oh, this might be me. All right. So what are the words to be putting to director? So you're thinking, what is this director thing she keeps talking about? So twice a year we get some new products, and we'll be getting those new products that we've earned over the last couple of months come February for March 1st introduction. You will be able to get the samples of the new season products. You also will able to learn on these monthly webinars. So it's a learning thing as well as getting privy to some information prior to when it actually is deployed. You have a dedicated Facebook, just like you do for your new consultants. You will have a dedicated Facebook group for new directors. There's specialized training for new directors. So if you can read, you could be a director in this business or a leader. Resources to plan team meetings. So if you've been on any of our trainings, it's not like we're making this stuff up. They give us a lot of this information so that we can plan for it. Exclusive recognition. And we are here to support your new consultants, just like we're doing for you. You don't have to do that. So you are able to just invite your new consultants to something like this. All you have to do is really be excited about it. Get them to say, hey, I can try this, because what does it take to give something a try? And just like it says, don't worry about not knowing what you're doing and wanting to recruit. When you have someone sign up, obviously we do the training for them until you feel confident enough to train them yourselves. So there's no reason not to have people join your team. Who would agree?
Agreed.
I agree.
Yay!
So you need 5 people to make director.
That's right. You need 5 people to make director. Okay. All right. Okay, Patty.
This is kind of my favorite part because I always need to remind myself of this too. If you want your business to work, you have to work your business. That's the bottom line. It's just like any other business. You have to work. The great thing is you get to set your goals. You're not working for someone else's goals. You're working for your goals. You can set it up to look like whatever you want it to look like. Your business hours are flexible. They are not optional. And sometimes that's the best part about it, is also the hardest part about it, because if you're your own boss, you don't have a boss telling you what to do. You don't have those expectations. So you need to create those for yourself. Set those expectations. Have your kids help you, or your any family, your roommates, whoever you're living with, your friends, have them help you be accountable. My son's favorite thing, and he's 9. No, he's 12. Oh my God. Where those 3 years go?
It's okay.
Patty, wait till they're 30 and 35,
Right, there you go. Shake
My
hands.
oldest is 22.
Oh my gosh, get out.
Yeah, I know, right? And yeah, so he, when I was doing some really first trying to get into the groove of reading, it was his job to say, Mom, did you read today? And he thought that was awesome. And so find accountability partners, find people who are like you, who are like-minded, that you click with, who will support you without letting you slide. Patty has to get honest with me sometimes and say, Patty. And so you have to work the business. Put it like your schedule is really important. So find something that works for you. What else do we have?
Yes. Oh. Is that me? Okay.
You want me to do that one too?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I will. I tell my kids all the time, and what I love is that this business really helps me see things that I can help my kids develop now, so they're not grown-ups trying to develop. Speak life to the positive things. Speak life to the things you want. If there's an app called I Am, and you can set it to go off, and it will remind you of all the positive things. It will speak positive into your life. And right now, everything, not everything, but there's so much negative talk, negative energy, negative everything that we really need to speak life to ourselves. Change the way your brain thinks about things. You can train your brain. There's like a book called Train Your Brain, and you can train your brain to look at things differently. Remind yourself of all those things that you are, that sometimes all the negative we get, just kind of that positive stuff gets pushed back. So bring that back to the forefront. Choose the happiness, success, and abundance in your life and speak life to it. Patty, there we go.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. All right. So, gosh, we are already at the end of our call. How did that happen? So, it went so fast. Sped on by. All right. So, you're going to want to continue with the DASH training. This is kind of your homework. Like we said earlier, the more you learn, the more you earn. Even though I've been in this business for 16 years, I try to jump on every possible training I can jump on. I also have DASH training that I do as well, because the more you do, the more that opens up to you. So it's continual. You want to continue with your daily customer reach outs. That means a two-way contact, so that you actually are having a two-way conversation with somebody. So 8 to 10 a day, more is better. What did we say about 10, Patty, in the last call?
It was 10 for
10
the
to win.
10 for the win.
10
10
for
to
the
win.
win. There you go. Yay. So go for at least 10 contacts a day. You want to track your contacts in a notebook, in a spiral, however you want. What I did is I printed out, I know you probably can't see it because of my weird background that I have, but anyway, I printed out a list of everyone that I had of my contacts, a group of 60 people, and I had set my phone and I copy and pasted the same message to 60 people today. So I didn't have to like sit there and type it out 60 times. I just copy and pasted. So it went super fast, and I got 3 bookings so far. No, 4 bookings so far from that today. So, and it doesn't take long if you're copying and pasting. And then I also, Patty had talked about using color coding. I do the same thing. So after I did my contact to them, I did them in yellow. Once they responded to me, I then put blue so it would turn green. And then I have my little code if they said not now or yes or no or whatever. So you just want to keep track so that you'll know who to go back to if they said not now. If you have it written down somewhere, you'll know to go back and contact them again later. So you want to make sure to track your contacts. Be sure to check out the Virtual PC Team Training Facebook group. Lots of information on there. There's units on there for those that don't know about the units. There's units that you can take. There's videos for you to watch.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, so on Facebook, just put in your search on Virtual PC Team Training. And when it comes up, ask to join. You will have to answer a few questions, like your name and who your recruiter or director or your upline is. And then
I don't know how to spell it.
well, do your best. I'm sure you can Google it.
Yeah.
You know Leslie's name is really messed up.
Yeah, just put Leslie. I'll know who it is.
Don't know.
Oh, okay.
You're going to want to check in with your director or your recruiter. You want to watch the recruiting video on marketing imagery. I think there's actually 2 recruiting videos on marketing imagery that you're going to want to watch. And Saturday Success Training. Join that group. They have a call every Saturday morning. And you do need to have Pampered Chef in your bio or your profile somewhere so that they know. You should have that in your profile anyway, so that if anybody is clicking on your profile, they see that you are Pampered Chef Consultant. Put your website there. Don't put Pampered Chef. Put your personal website there. So that
Excuse
they'll-
me.
Yeah.
On the Saturday success training, now are those available to like catch up on? Because I'm an optician. I work every Saturday.
I'm sure they must be, right, Patty?
Yeah, they're just recorded.
They're
go to the
recorded?
videos.
Okay,
You
excellent.
can Click on the link and you can play back. Yeah,
Wonderful, wonderful.
for sure.
Yes, perfect. Is there another slide, Patty?
And then Patty put the PC team training, so all you have to do is click on that.
Yep.
You know, if you wanted to go right there, if you want to.
Oh, thank you, Patty. I didn't see that you did that. Thank you.
Okay, well, we are at the end and we're just gonna brainstorm and we're gonna talk about any questions that you may have regarding the business. What do you feel maybe is a little bit more challenging, or what do you need more help with, or how can we help you? And, what does that look like? So, does anybody,
I need to find somebody or more people outside my box.
okay,
Yeah. So the way you do that, I mean, obviously you've had some hosts, right?
Yes.
So the way you get outside of your you're outside of your circle is your host. You just go back and message your guests from the party that you don't already know. So let's say you have a host for this coming up week. Obviously, you're going to want her to invite people that you don't already know. You know what I mean? To get outside of that circle.
See,
And
that's
once you get one party outside your circle, then they invite people that you don't know. You get a booking. You want to always go into the party thinking you're going to get 3 bookings for 2 reasons. 3 bookings, because obviously that's going to help your business expand and get outside your circle, but also the 3 bookings because your host will get rewarded with that $50 credit if she gets the 3 bookings. So with every party going into it, you want to think of getting 3 bookings.
I have one party that's a complete flop.
Well, yep, that happens. So like we said in our call, the first call, you want 4 shows a week, you got to book 6 because sometimes they are a flop or sometimes life happens and they don't hold. So, anything else?
Am I the only one who finds it easier to talk to people that I don't know
Oh, I agree.
about the business and stuff than people that I do?
It's actually easier to talk to people you don't know.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
yeah.
My roommate had a insurance person here, and I had to show her my air fryer yesterday. She goes, "Oh, you got a catalog?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, here."
The same thing was back in the day when we did cooking parties. My kickoff party was with my friends, my close friends, and they heckled me the whole time. It was awful. It was the hardest thing ever. Then when I actually did my first cooking party that was not with anybody I knew, it was so much easier because they weren't mean and heckled me.
Yeah.
Right. I have a question.
Yeah.
So, some of y'all know on the call, but some don't, but I'm a BBAC consultant. And so what I'm finding is I'm getting a lot of chatter, like people messaging me, add me to your group, all that fun stuff. And then like we just started my launch party group, but it's like I'm not having so much interaction. I think that's just normal at the very beginning. We just started today. But now I'm finding like I've had so many conversations and reach outs, but I can't get anyone to commit. And I mean, I've talked to 40 people in the last 2 days. And I'm putting them in different boxes, recruits, hosts, just a client, VIP kind of thing. So anything you guys got for like a BBAC rep that could like maybe a tipping point, because I'm trying to sell, the specials, and I'm dangling the carrots of, hey, I'm going to give you a free gift to be one of my first hostesses, but I can't get anyone to sign off. I'm like right there, and then they don't answer.
What do they say to you when, like, do you give them like a date choice?
Yeah, so I've had 3 people that I've given dates to, and yesterday I got down to dates and January special. I don't even talk about the February special because I need January. So I'm like, oh my gosh, you want to do it now? Everyone's doing healthy cooking. It's 25% off electrics, and then double host. I mean, free. Well, who wouldn't want that? And I even got down. One of them was like, well, what do I get? So I'm like, well, check out the host rewards, and I kind of just do a snippet of a half price. You can earn free. You get a 60%, and you get future, discounts for people who host parties out of your party. So when I put down these 3 different hosts who've all hosted for me several times in the past, I've given them 2 dates. Do you want to close out on this day or this date? And then they just don't respond. And so like today, I didn't know the words to say to follow back up. I didn't want to burn that lead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, we got you.
Okay. So sorry, I talk a lot.
No, it's good. Do you know what? Because you know them, do you know what they love? Do they love to cook? Do they love to bake? Do they love?
Yeah, like the one that I knew was just going to be an automatic yes. She's like, well, I have softball and I have to check that schedule. So now I'm getting like the scheduling. And the other one was like, well, let me check with the girls at work. And I'm like, let's just plan it to close it the day after payday. I'm like, they'll get on,
Right.
We'll figure it all out. It's not just the girls at work. We're talking, virtual and stuff.
You
That's
remember?
that's where I'm having a disconnect, because all these people I really connect with in person. And then like this other one, you're always going to have the negative Nellies, but she's like, I did a virtual party and it didn't work out. And I'm like, well, you didn't have me, that's just, so I'm like, come on, let me try, and they're like, well, I don't want to burn out my contacts if I just had one last month. So, I mean, those people I just put to the side. I don't have time for them right now, but I need that when I get crickets on dates, instead of I don't want to beg,
Right.
So what can I do besides dangle a carrot? What would you say? Like any like power verbiage?
Did you just like say, hey, which date was good? Just wondering which date's going to work for you. I'm ready to get you set up.
Yeah.
Okay. So just keep
I
it
don't know.
simple.
I'm one of those people. Patty can give you her suggestion, but I'm one of those people where I think less verbiage is better. So I don't give people, I'm very short and to the point, because I think if you give them too much information, it's overwhelming and it's scary and they block it all out. So I just give them a little bit of information about hosting a party, this date or that day, yes or no. And then once they commit to yes, okay, this date, then I'll give them more about, okay, you can get free products, then I give them all of that.
Yeah.
I don't give them that in the beginning.
I feel like
Well,
I'm
the
doing a
sad
lot
thing
of
is-
big conversations, like trying to figure out what bucket they're going to go into, since I'm
No,
just
I don't-
launching. And you feel like that's a little too much. So just go in for the booking. Like
I don't know. I'd say go in for the booking, and once they do the booking, then you can start that 5-step process of asking them. What do you think, Patty?
Yeah. So
Sorry.
I don't know which one you're talking about, but
Sorry if I'm making too much noise.
oh, that's okay. So one of the things that, that's why I said, do they love to cook? Do they love to bake? Say, and I thought of you,
okay.
I know how much you love to cook, or bake or whatever it is. And look at, this month is absolutely fabulous. One of our top extra bonuses a year, pretty much. This is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't, I mean, like this month, because the electronics are on sale, the double rewards for the host, the cookware pieces are at off. It's like, you can't believe it. It's like when you go to Kohl's and you get like that, you got that coupon, and then you're like, well, I got this discount, and then I got a 15, and then I got a this,
Right.
I got 30%, and then I got this, and then I got cash, and then I got whatever. So it's like adding them all up. Say you won't regret it. Say you're not leaving your house. You know what? You're inviting some people, and I will work along with you to get you the rewards. I will
Right.
max out your rewards for you if you just
Okay. So just focus on that. Then the other thing that I'm having a little issue with is because I'm doing all this new Facebook stuff, right? You got your story, you got your group, it's a little different from 6 years ago, okay?
It is.
And so I'm like, and then I'm a fan of Snapchat, so I put some stuff over there, and so I'm getting all this interaction, but I don't, and this is a little bit of me where I'm struggling, is I don't know where to start. Like when they say, oh my gosh, I want that air fryer, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 25% off. you know, or you can get it for free if you host a party, but I don't want to be, that's my first interaction with them, right? So I'm like, hey girl, yeah, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like I did this in so many minutes. And then once we start talking, then I kind of throw that out there. But I mean, should I just be focusing on parties, 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 and then let all the sales come in?
Yeah, I would personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what.
When somebody comes up with something like, oh my God, I love that air fryer, it's like, yeah, I do too. And you know what? I can tell you how to get that like free or really cheap.
And just leave it at that and then make it organic.
See,
Exactly.
What I don't want to do is burn out all of my, because I do have a lot of, you know, VIPs from before I was 6 years in. And so I have a lot of people like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're putting the apron back on. And, you know, a lot of people, I'm so excited. But it's like, you're so excited, but then you give me crickets. So, so, you know, I'm like, okay, well, and I know I'm being a little hard on myself. I really have only been doing my reach outs for a couple of days now, but I would expect that I would have some shows booked by now. But that's why I'm like, Louise, please help me on my launch party. I love you, please.
Well, I mean,
So go in for the sale, go in for the booking, and then let everything else. If they say no to that, then I can step it down to the sale.
I mean, I've done Pampered Chef for many years. And the sad thing is, I was never told that I would get a 10% discount throughout the year.
Yeah.
I know so many people don't tell you that.
Yeah.
Right.
What the bonus is for that. You know, maximize the time in your party. You know,
Okay.
everybody's a winner. What did we just learn, Louise? I don't know. I was listening to that call on Monday, and it was that everybody's a winner. They all fell into different categories. Like there was a winner for you were the rock star of the group. You were the most, you made the most.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was doing
What
that.
was it? That everybody was a winner. But when they told them that they were a winner, they would give them a digital cookbook, and then they were like, oh, would you like to upgrade that? You know, if you host a show.
I think
So
she
you
said
can get something else. What's that, Patty?
she had like her 5 or 6 categories for prizes that she was
Yeah.
giving.
I don't remember what.
And she said, oh my gosh, everybody was so great. There's so much interaction.
There you go.
We have winners for all these things. If you won something, message me to get your prize. And then she tagged everybody in the party. So she had somebody who didn't even join the party or didn't interact at all message her and say, oh, I think I won a prize. And she's like, you sure did. And offered her a digital thing or an upgrade and booked a party. So, and it was
I think she's even thinking about becoming a consultant.
It's actually brilliant.
Yes. And I'm going to go back into parties and say, I think I missed a few people. You think you won a prize? Message me.
I have a
You
party
know,
starting
I'm
next
having-
week. I'm so going to use
for a
that.
week.
I'm having the opposite effect because I have stated someone could win a free brownie pan, and I don't have a qualifying party.
Well, that would be a stipulation probably on that.
Yeah.
To have.
You know, I mean, my thing is it has to be a qualifying party for me to put you in the drawing.
Oh yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Well, you know, it's just a matter of and Leslie's really good with that stuff. You know, like
Yeah.
she's amazing. She's a rock star herself, so you can get some tips from her and join our PC team training, and you know, there's some great tips in there as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just like you have to work the business. We're part of a boot camp that is going on right now for directors. And it's really kind of fun. So the very first day we had to reach out, and it was just a one-way contact. We're telling you to do a two-way contact, you know, obviously to maximize your, you know, you need to get some shows on the calendar, but it was reach out to 50 people. And, you know, it's not hard, but, you know, you're just asking everybody, you know, but it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. So the more people you reach out to, so one of my directors was like, no, absolutely, I'm not going to do 50. Because if you don't do the 50 and you don't do the homework, because so it's different every day, you actually get booted out of the boot camp.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. You get kicked off the island.
They ain't playing.
What's that?
They're not playing around.
No, they're not playing around. They're like, okay, this is it, you guys.
I think that was the one I was supposed to be in with Leslie.
Oh, well, this one's for directors.
Oh,
Yeah, this one's for,
Leslie has one coming up and she
That's right.
goes,
that's
you
exactly
will be there.
right.
And if you don't,
There is
I
an,
got to kick you off my team.
there you go. Well, you don't want to get kicked off the team. I don't think she would kick you off the team, but I know.
Actually, she said she was serious about kicking everybody off her team.
I know. I'll talk to her. But
I
she,
mean, you know,
but one of my directors said, no way, I'm not going to do 50. There's no way I can do 50. I go, oh my gosh, what have you got to lose? She's like, take me out of the group. I'm like, Denise, what have you got to lose? You know what? Honestly, it's not a big deal. Try it. You have 24 hours. This was at the beginning of the day. She was already outing herself. She messages me back an hour later. She had 12 contacts. She had like 2 bookings, 3 whatever cooking shows live or whatever. I was like, oh my gosh, Denise. She's like, I was praying about it. And she said, you know what? There, and I go, there's your answer, girl.
You know what, Patty? At first I thought 50. Now who am I going to reach out to? But you know what I did? I know this is off topic for the new consultants, but you know what I did? I just went into my contacts on Consultants Corner. I went to past hosts. I looked through that list of my past hosts, picked hosts that have not hosted for a while, you know, off the top of my head. Click, 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 click on their name. Went to print out, and it printed it all out for me with all of their information, their name, their address, their phone number, their email. All I had to do was sit here with my little phone, and I didn't even have to type in the phone numbers because I just talked to, like I said it to my phone out loud, put in the number for me, and I pasted a message. The next one, 713-450-6578. Paste the message. It took me literally.
Can it dial that number? It can.
Yep,
it can
took
message
me.
that number?
Yep, it took me literally 10 minutes to do 60 contacts. Bam, bam,
yeah,
bam.
but see, I don't think I have 60 contacts in my.
Well, no, look at how long she's been in this business. you
Yeah,
know?
no,
That's
I've been
true.
busy for, I mean, I have a lot of hosts, but all I'm saying is literally it took no time at all. So for Denise to say that, I'm like,
I know, and she's been around a long time too. But so tell me what your results are.
well, so far I've got 4 bookings from that 10 minutes of plugging it all in. It was-
Okay, I am. It is, you know what? You have to put in the time. You have to put in the time. You know what? You have to put in the time. So, and you have to think, I have the best solution around. Like you have to think what we are, everybody loves our Pampered Chef products. You know, they do so much. Think about all of the, I mean, you really seriously, we're talking about the air fryer, we're talking about the blender. You're like, you can't, the products you cannot live without. I love it. You know,
Oh, that peanut butter in that blender. Oh my God.
Thank you very much. Yes, I just like sent my son home with I don't know how many things of peanut butter. I was like,
Well, I cheated because I went to Amazon and I bought the Bell jars and I just bagged a whole bunch of blueberries. So I'm like, I think I'm going to make, because Leslie, I don't remember who it was. Go live, go live, go live. I got this issue about going live because I'm so unorganized. I really am.
yeah.
But here I am with peanut butter. And, you know, I actually did pretty good. I got some feedback of, okay, you need to make your counter bare. People, have you seen my kitchen? That's the only counter in the house. I don't want to go out and do blueberry jam like right away, like I did the peanut butter.
Well, do the peanut butter.
Yeah.
If you put sugar in there, it'll make powdered sugar. Like
I saw that.
you could make powdered. I mean, like you could do. You know, who was doing coffee grounds, like the coffee beans, like whole coffee.
What about the
Oh.
Parmesan cheese?
Parmesan.
Hello?
Ariel did the Parmesan cheese. Hello.
I
I
haven't
mean,
watched that
you could
yet.
do a less than one. I think it was 7 seconds on grind. I mean, like seriously.
Popcorn makes cornmeal.
What's that?
Popcorn kernels makes cornmeal.
No,
Makes sense.
Are you serious?
get out of town. Bill.
I thought
Makes sense.
cornmeal was a different thing altogether than
Well,
popcorn.
it's corn, but I never thought about that.
So you put the corn in there and then you just grind it up.
Get out of town.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Down here,
try it.
but I read that somewhere and I'm like, "Ah, if I ever need cornmeal, I know where to go.
Yeah, holy Toledo.
Throw that in there. Okay, so we talk about asking every host 5 times. And sometimes they say no. And I had a host back in the spring. She, oh my gosh, she had like a $1,200 show. It was ridiculous. She has everything. Her friends have everything. And I asked her 5 times. She told me no. But today when I was doing my contacts, I just said, you know, we talked a little bit about you being a consultant, and this month you can, and because I know she has everything, because we're talking about the air fryer, and I said you can join for $20. Is that something you might be interested in? And she said, you know, I just got laid off. I'm more interested now. So you just never know. So, but because we had talked about it, I could easily segue into that and say, you know, we talked about this a little. And so it wasn't this big, scary, oh, hey, do you want to be a consultant? I already had that lead in because I'd already talked to her. And I had no idea. She hasn't posted it on social media. So I had no idea she'd gotten laid off. So
if you're, say, an old host and you get laid off, you
Hey,
still
Louise,
get
I
the,
hate to bother everybody, but I have a family Skype coming in, so I'm gonna have to let you all go and
I am
catch up
so
with you
sorry.
guys
Bye,
next week.
Yeah, I know. We're going over time.
I am so sorry. I know I would love to hang, but
Oh,
I gotta run. And Louise, I will find you over the next week or
That's
so.
right.
Okay, sounds great, Jim. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for having me on, guys. Thanks.
Good
Bye.
night.
as I was saying, if you get if you get laid off and you're a past host, do you still get the free 90 days and stuff like I did?
no, she would get the January benefits. Whenever she signs, she'll get the January. Is that what you mean?
For a consultant,
Yeah, per consultant.
when she signs, whatever month that she signs.
Yeah, whatever.
So this month she would, if she did the $20.21, she would just get the catalogs and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I think it's not even a whole packet of catalogs. I think it's like 5. And a season's
where did
best.
I
No,
see
it is 25. It is 25.
Oh, it is a whole pack?
Yeah.
Oh,
it-
okay.
It is. I was
I
looking.
saw that somewhere.
It came up. Yeah, it did come up. Yeah. So they do get 25.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm, because my cousin was one of them people, and she used to do Pampered Chef.
Well, she got laid off from her regular job, so now she's interested in Pampered Chef. She wasn't when she was hosting, but because I'd already talked to her about it, I had a way to offer that to her without sounding like the crazy Pampered Chef lady.
My cousin will think I'm the crazy Pampered Chef lady, so But I mean, I used to buy from her
Yes.
just because she had a kid, and now she got laid off, and I could sit there and help her out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Can I just say something quick?
Uh-huh.
And I think this is something that when we're talking about recruiting, this is the how I got in. And it's because COVID has made it all virtual. I'm a licensed optician. I work full time. I've been doing that for like 30 years. Trying as much as, and I've been a Pampered Chef fan since the 80s.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like started out from the beginning, and I always and I always kind of had it in the back of my mind to become a consultant. But I knew that doing the in-home parties would be very, very hard with my job. But now being able to do the virtual parties, this is when finally I said, okay, I'm in, let's do this. And so that might be something too that'd be good if you have someone who's a little or mature, who's been a Pampered Chef fan for a long time, who's been buying for a long time, who loves the products and has kind of thought about it, but couldn't work the whole home thing into their schedule. This is a great time to get those people in there. And that's why I came. And so I said, I'm hoping I can get other people who are in my same boat to come along now.
I agree. Because I've had a lot of it from the 80s.
Mug, Susan, let me see that cute little mug.
Oh, this mug?
Yeah, let me just see. Oh my God, it's so cute.
Actually, there is a
Totally.
blown glass artist that's in this area in the summer, and he has his other place in Maryland where they do this. Yeah, this is a hand blown glass mug.
That's pretty.
I would break it.
I need to jump off too.
Yes, okay. I know, and you guys are more than welcome to forgot to stop this recording.
I have a
No,
quick
it's time
question.
to call it a night. So
Yeah.
Yeah, my quick question is.